Hello everybody, welcome to another reading with the Crown Priestess. This is going to be your channel conversation. I will pull tarot at some point, but first we're going to get into the intuitive messaging. Happy summer solstice, happy Cancer season. Yeah, so let's get started, right? So in meditation today, as I channeled for the collective, it started with a man's face that was like really close to mine, right? As a clairvoyant, I tend to get very vivid and realistic imagery and visions, right? And so this man was like literally right in my face. He was very close, like I couldn't see everything, just his face. And he looked, at first, my first thoughts were, is Santa Claus? Because he was, you know, kind of chubby in the face, and he had the white beard, and he had really rosy cheeks, and he had a lot of like glimmer in his eyes. Like his eyes looked very, even though he looked like an old man, his eyes looked very youthful, like very wondrous, very hopeful. And he just seemed really happy, really content, right? Like how we would imagine Santa Claus. He's always smiling, cheerful, laughing, etc. But he was just like this close to my face, and he was really happy, and the rosy cheeks, and it was really cute. He was a really cute old man. He looked just like Santa Claus. So I thought, okay, it's Santa. Okay. And I'm like literally waiting for spirit to engage further with me. So, you know, I asked to go deeper, consciously, of course, I'm in meditation. And so I literally just like, I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't know, morph or fucking, what do they call that in Star Trek? Like when they beam up into another space. Anyway, so I beamed into a garden, right? And the things that were most prominent in the garden were the yellow flowers, which makes sense with summer solstice, with hot and sun and all that jazz, and yellow being a happy color. The frequency of yellow is very warm, it's very happy, it's very cheerful. So I immediately connected the yellow flowers to the happy Santa that I saw, right? And so I continued to move into the vision and sort of explore this garden. And there were I'm sorry, when the draft hits the door, the dogs think someone's trying to enter. Maybe they were, because they want to sit down for story time, but it's fine. Enough. Okay, so as I explored further into the garden, I realized there was sort of a magical fairy essence to it, right, if you will. There were like floating orbs, and it just felt like magic, you know, like how you see in a cartoon or something, except the imagery was very real. It felt like I was in a real place. So gardens can be of significance to all of you, and some of you can be frequenting a garden, have a garden, and you're able to enjoy how it's blossomed at this time, right? Which is usually how it goes. Now a lot of the flowers and plant life are at their fullest bloom, and they're about to thrive, you know, in the summer months. So that can be of relevance. But as I continue to go through this sort of ethereal garden, I saw the man again, right? Siri just tried to talk. The spirits are doing a lot right now. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, I saw the man again, except it wasn't Santa Claus. It was a gnome. And he was actually very, very little. Not little like a bug, but little like a small monkey or something, like, you know. And then I started to think about the pixies and all that jazz. That, anyway, that's another rabbit hole. But I kind of got that image of like pixies and like Tinkerbells and things like that. It just came to mind, but it wasn't physically in the vision. So those things can be of relevance to you, okay, to some degree. Maybe some of you have seen pixies, or maybe some of you have gardens at home with gnomes. You know, people get the little statues of gnomes. But this gnome, this pixie, this whatever this little man was, this little Santa Claus, so cute, he was very much alive, very much real, and he was like peeking through the flowers, and he looked very happy, and he was just like dancing and running through the garden like a little maze, right? So all of that to say, somebody might have a tattoo of like Tinkerbell, a fairy, or wings or something ethereal. The ethereal stuff was what really stood out to me, and the yellow flowers, right? Again, the yellow is very important. It's a very happy frequency to be in yellow, right? Very, very fruitful, very cheerful, very sweet like honey, okay? So that's the energy that I was definitely channeling. Furthermore, some of you, like I said, can be frequenting a garden or starting to pick up on gardening, or just finding more interest in nature, all right? Because the flowers were very prominent to me. Some of you can be receiving yellow flowers as a gift. Some of you love daffodils, sunflowers, whatever the yellow ones are, right? All the yellow ones. Maybe yellow is your favorite color. Maybe it's just important for you right now, or it's a favorite color of somebody important to you. But I was very pleased to get a happy message, you know, because the energy lately has been, well, I want to say audacious. I'll say that. The energy has been very audacious lately, and it's invited some interesting events into our lives as a collective. I'm not spared to that energy, I promise. But I do feel like a happier time is coming along, and that is very on brand with what the summer solstice often brings for us in the summer months and during the summer season, for those of us who get to experience it at its best, at its warmest, right? Summer doesn't look the same for everybody across the world, but here in the States, it looks pretty nice for most of us, okay? So yeah, something of that is very relevant. You could be seeing a lot of fireflies as well. That was part of the ethereal vision as I walked through the garden. There were a lot of fireflies. There were a lot of glowing orbs and what maybe look like little Tinkerbells, but right? Like, what does Tinkerbell look like in Peter Pan and stuff when nobody can really see her up close because she's so small? She just looks like a little flying orb. So maybe there were fairies, maybe there weren't. I know I was in a magical place. I know I was in a happy place. I was somewhere where most children would probably really like to be. That could be also a very prominent sign of pregnancy or conception, okay? So this is a time where if you are trying to have a child, or you can be with child, or this is very good omen for fertility, okay? Very good omen for fertility where I was and the things that I saw. The honey reference as well. Some of you are children of Oshun. You may worship Oshun, or you've heard of her at minimum. This is probably a sign to get closer to her, call on her, visit a river, and you can offer honey to the river, or a pumpkin, or yellow flowers. Thank you. All right, let's see where else this goes. And there's the fire, okay? Interesting enough, the fire element came out with the moon. Very interesting, okay? So there is a shadow effect to this, or the nighttime can be relevant, the dark night specifically. So when I see dark night and moon, I think of the witching hours, right? Very late night over into the morning kind of swag, like between 3 and 5 a.m. And an Aries, Leo, or Sag can be of significance. Leo season does follow Cancer, so that time can be of some significance as well, as we are in the summer months. So just pay attention for that stuff. But I do feel like there's something here. There's a clear message here about passion in the night, okay, is what I'm hearing. That could speak to the conception that I just spoke to. So if y'all getting busy and y'all getting busy unprotected, and, you know, honestly, I don't care if you have birth control, because for me to feel the power of Oshun and honey and all that jazz, it's not going to matter. So if you think you're safe because you're using contraceptives, you're probably not. I would say your safest bet is just don't. And I know that's hard. It's hard to be abstinent when you have energy like fire and the moon, okay, together. This can speak significantly to a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, as it is their season as well. And what I've learned, okay, in my personal experience and from others that I see, water signs and fire signs are a very challenging connection, but where they often do not find challenge is in their intimacy, okay? Very, all right, it's none of my, it's not about me. Thanks, thank you. But in my worldly travels and the people that I know and talk to, and as far as I have studied, yes, in love and in romance, the connections between fire and water are very, very challenging because naturally they oppose. However, when that fire gets to dancing on that water, or a volcano is, where do volcanoes come out of? The water, right? So the passion between a fire sign and a water sign can be like no other in this world. All right, so that can be of significance to somebody at this time. Even if it's not in your sun placements, it can be your moon, your Venus placements that are really prominent with you and a partner. You may be like a fire moon and your partner is a water moon, or vice versa. And you will find that even if other things in your life are very, you know, difficult, it may be even difficult to have a conversation with this person or get along with them. But when it comes to that thing, it gets busy. And that's probably what keeps you in trouble with that person, okay? So that's of significance for somebody. Let's see what else. What else? Pregnancy is being highlighted greatly here. There's big passion. It's insane. Divine timing. And what else? And remember, you see, something is happening here. Something is happening here. Again, the passion in the night keeps coming up. It doesn't matter your sign. But something about the passion in the night is waking something up. You could be encountering some sort of new... Now, this doesn't have to be intimacy, but I have to say that I did feel that very strongly. But you could be encountering some important, like, thing, you know? And it doesn't have to be a person. I'm getting from most of you that it is. But it can be an event. It can be something you hear, something you see, and it's in the dead of night, you know, and we tend to be outside later at night in the summertime because the days are much longer. And if you're a person who likes to socialize, likes to have fun, likes to be out in nature, you know, you could be one of those people who have a nice house and you want to throw cookouts in your backyard and stuff like that, or go to these places. You know, there's camps and people are out doing stuff in the wild, right? Like camping, hiking, all those things. Even just like weekend getaways where you can be at the beach or by a lake house or something of that nature, because I'm getting a lot about being one with nature. But there's something about the dead of night. They keep saying literally the dead of night, and I'm getting that very much through the witching hours, between that 3 and 5 window before the sun comes up. There go the frisky. Hey. My little dog was humping my big dog. You see what I'm talking about? Somebody humping on something. Something's going on. I just saw 1414 as I looked up. The dead of night is going to be important, okay? There's something being awakened specifically at that time. And it's interesting to see the Remember and Awakening card look like this after Shadow of the Night with divine timing. So the time, I'm telling you, remember this moment. Like, it's going to be in the middle of the night that something just clicks, okay? And I do feel like you're with another, or just around other people or something when it happens. And to see it like that is just before that sun breaks day. You know, it's like maybe you're outside, I don't know, fucking roasting marshmallows or having a drink or by the river or who knows, right? But it's going to be really important. All right, they're telling me to get away. And you know, you see what I'm saying? This is insane. Something just happened to my eye. Look at this is at the bottom. Celebration, gifts, abundance. It's just, there's something very miraculous happening. Like this is like literally, that's the words I'm getting. There's some miracle that's like, it's going to just click and you're going to know. All right, let's see what else they got to say. What else do you need to know about this? This is happening this summer for sure. Perhaps something healing, you know, something that you thought was like, I feel like it's something, you know, you might have had a lot of worry around this and it's being healed, you know. You understand? Like storm warning, strategy, healer of ages. It's like a tower that came all of a sudden, right? And like I said, the energy has been audacious up till now. Like now when I saw this vision of all the happy little gnome pixie thing and the garden and the yellow, and it just felt really good. Are you done playing? And it felt really good, right? And it's a lot of playfulness. My dogs are playing right now. It sounds like they're doing a lot, but they're playing. They're very happy. They're in a happy energy. And it's like that. It's like something that maybe you thought, man, this is just really going downhill and I really can't get a hold of this. This shit is shaking up everything. But there's then something just like, maybe you've been trying to plan on how to fix this. How am I going to get through? I don't even know what's going on. For some of you, it could be money. Like, you know, it's that time, that crunch time where you're like, oh my God, they're gonna kick me out. They're gonna turn off my lights. They're gonna do something. I don't know what to do. And then boom, it's like a miracle, right? When I said miraculous, healer of ages, what was Jesus to people? He was a miracle. He was a prophet. He saved the world. He did whatever, right? So, and I just saw rest and rejuvenation on the bottom, but I kept shuffling. So it's like a time where you get to like, let it out, sigh and say, okay, I made it. That wasn't, that totally took a turn, right? Because I feel it's that, some turn of events, but it's like in an instant, it really alters a lot. It really alters a lot. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, you know, for some of you, you could have recently like found out something really disheartening from somebody that maybe you had a lot of love from. And you just thought, and take this how it resonates, right? Because everybody's not going to be reconciled or whatever. But you just thought, I'm never, like, I don't even know how to pick up the pieces here. I don't know what's next or what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to even feel about this, you know, and you maybe lacked a lot of motivation or confidence to be able to pick yourself back up after this. But I got to tell you, there is a heavy blessing, okay? When I see divine timing come up in the oracle and now I'm seeing angel of love, there's, and that healer of ages, there's something that's, the burden is being lifted in the summer months, okay? Like for realsies, for realsies. And there's the 43 broken down is a 7. So it could very much be the month of July, okay? A 7th house could imply, could be that you're a Cancer, something of that nature. Or you have a prominent Cancer placement. So what is your advice? What do they advise for you at this time? Be strong through this transition because it ends up, this is what I'm saying. You see, the Lover's on the bottom. Some of you, it's literally you're healing a connection or the right person walks into your life. But look at this. Strength, death, 4 of Wands. As I see that coming as progressive, just progressive energy, and I saw the Wheel of Fortune just now. It's like, you're having to show resilience through this process. You had to show resilience through this process. And your advice is to continue to do so because you're safe. You are secure. Your foundation is sturdy. You know, there's stability here. There's happiness here. Four of Wands very often speaks to celebration. And you have that celebration and abundance card at the bottom. You understand? So don't worry. Another thing that I love about the Four of Wands, about being safe under those four pillars, sometimes it speaks to marriage, children, family, etc. Fourth house is that parental and all that extra stuff too. But it's like, what I love about the Four of Wands very often is that the foundation is shared. It's hardly ever one person, you know, it's not one pillar, it's four. It's often a representation of the family, of a strong family, of a family that, you know, is, you know, they just are in service to each other because they understand that it requires, everybody has to do their part to keep this steady, to keep it sturdy. You understand? Yeah, a lot of you are getting a chance to take a break, man. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, it's been chaos after chaos, drama after drama, and you've had to bite back at a lot. You know, it wasn't like you stood there and just took it. You had to really stand up for yourself, show up for yourself, fight back, talk back, say your piece, no matter how much it drained you, no matter how much you didn't want to, you just had to do it. And it was like for a while, you know, like it was just blow after blow after blow. And now is like, I think you're going to get a real chance to relax and like take it all in and enjoy your garden, you know, like, and it feels happy, it feels relaxed. You guys are going to get a lot more sleep, you know, stuff like that. It's just a really nice energy to see us moving into, you know. Let's see if the star seeds have a nice little message for you, and then I'm gonna go. I don't want to complicate the message. Like, it was beautiful as it was. Oof. Some of you are serious children. You've been here a really long time. Very old souls. Very, very old, very knowledgeable, especially if you're tech savvy, computer savvy, high IQ people. Like, that's relevant. And as I said that, this is the card that fell out for you. Some of you are children of Sirius. You are from the Sirius star, okay? It says, child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. She's done it again. Love, light, and abundance.